Good morning to everyone at Shiplake on this most beautiful of mornings. It's Monday, the 14th of June, and I'm going to go straight over to the Rev to start us off. Rev.
Thank you, Mr. Howe. Good morning, everyone. I hope you're getting my thoughts for the day. This week, they're mercifully short, and they are on the theme of peace. And I'm going to use one of the prayers that occurs on one of those days. Creator God, in love, you have fashioned the human family in a variety of races, languages, and cultures. Do not let our diversity divide us, but help us to welcome gifts we can give and receive from one another. Save us from prejudice, arrogance, and fear, and teach us how to live together as members of one family. Amen. Thank you very much, Mr. Howe.
Thank you very much. Going to go now to Deputy Head Pastoral, Mr. Brown.
Good morning, everybody. Another even more exciting announcement than last week when I told you that you could not wear your jackets around school. Because of the weather forecast, now you no longer need to wear your ties either. So no ties, but shirts well and truly tucked in, please. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Now, the great thing about end of term is that we get to celebrate all things musical. So over to Mr. Curran, who's going to give us a few more details.
Thanks, Mr. Howe, and good morning, everyone. Yeah, it's been another really busy musical month and lots to celebrate. So I'd like to start by celebrating the achievements of 5 of our pupils who have received word back from the ABRSM for passing, and some passing with distinction, their instrumental and vocal exams. So, well done to Gordon Fitzgerald for passing his grade 2 piano. Well done to William Griffith for passing his grade 3 singing performance with distinction. Well done to Harry Wood for passing his grade 5 violin. Well done to Max Dagg for passing his grade 4 singing exam with distinction. And finally, huge congratulations to Elizabeth Tang for passing her grade 8 piano. That is no mean feat. So well done to all of you guys, and there'll be more certificates coming in due course. Please do pop into the music office and collect your certificate from me at some point this week. Now, for our bands at school, they'll be looking forward to the highlight of their year, which is the mini Glastonbury that's going to be taking place very, very soon, otherwise known as Shiplake Rocks. Oh yes, we will have a stage in the stretch tent with fantastic professional lighting, a little smoke machine for some of our DJs. We're going to have an outside studio, and in typical Glastonbury Festival fashion, it will likely pour down with rain. So we'll have our wellies at hand as well. Recording schedule for this coming Friday, when all of the bands will be recording. The recording schedules should now be up on your house notice boards. Thanks very much to your housemasters for doing that. If I could please ask for all the performers, all the bands to arrive at least 5 minutes before your scheduled recording time. And of course, to be there in normal dress code, which is Hawaiian shirt or summer festival attire. We look forward to seeing you down at the stretch tent this Friday to record your stuff, and then broadcast the Shiplake Rocks a week on Wednesday at 7:30, the day after England will maybe win the next match. Thanks, Headmaster.
Thank you very much. Very, very much looking forward to that. Shiplake Rocks, not particularly the football match, but Shiplake Rocks, it will be a great, great event to have. On sporting matters, can all of the Year 10 please meet in the lecture theatre today at 1:15 p.m. to choose your sports options for September. This will only last for 10 minutes, but full attendance is important. Year 9 will immediately follow the Year 10s and are to attend at 1:30 p.m. today. So that's from Mr. Bradley. So Year 10s today at 1:15 in the lecture theatre, and Year 9s at 1:30. Now, just a little point, I suppose, at the end of this assembly. You have all heard me talk this year about the importance of our 3 core values, the 3 I's. And that first one, inclusive, sets the landscape for the other 2. We are a community. We're a team. But a community is made up of individuals. And that's our second core value, individual. We're all different. Our DNA is different. We all have different strengths and weaknesses. And thank goodness, because it would be a very boring school and a very boring existence if we were all the same. Now, reading the papers over the weekend, there was an obituary which made me think again about this idea of individuality and the strengths of being different. And there were quite a few articles about a chap called Edward de Bono. And de Bono has died at the age of 88. But the thing that caught my eye most is that Edward de Bono is the inventor of the term lateral thinking. His first book in 1967, The Use of Lateral Thinking, became an instant hit and an instant classic. For example, if you have a creased shirt and no iron, think laterally, he advised. Take a frying pan, heat it up, and cover it in brown paper. On the back of these types of interesting ideas, he advised many of the world's biggest companies on how to instill creativity in their workforces. He also helped governments on how to solve some of the biggest problems by thinking creatively. One of his slightly wackier proposals was that the Arab-Israeli conflict might be solved with Marmite. And in 1999, he came up with this idea of using and introducing Marmite to the Middle East, because he said that people in the Middle East eat unleavened bread and so lack zinc, which makes them irritable and belligerent. Feeding them Marmite, he argued, would do what politicians and diplomats had failed for years to achieve and help get peace. Now, they didn't take up that particular idea, but he has had so many ideas and helped so many governments and companies over the years. And basically, de Bono wanted to free us from what he thought was the tyranny of logical thinking through creative thinking. And I did a bit of research behind the scenes, and we have some pupils here at Shiplake who have dyslexia. And Richard Branson, who's the owner of the Virgin Empire, said, it's time we all understand dyslexia properly as a different way of thinking, not a disadvantage. Because if you're sitting here listening to this and you've got dyslexia, guess what? You are a champion of lateral thinking. And people with dyslexia are right at the top of the tree in terms of lateral and creative thinking. Dyslexic minds process information in creative and lateral ways. They've also created some of the world's greatest inventions, brands, and arts. There are a large percentage of dyslexics in fields like entrepreneurship, engineering, creative and tech industries, and in organizations like the British Intelligence Agency, GCHQ, who actively recruits dyslexics for their reasoning skills. So what sort of skills do you have that maybe some others don't have? 84% of dyslexics are above average in reasoning. 84% are above average at exploring, by being curious and exploring ideas in a constant and energetic way. 80% of people with dyslexia are above average at connecting, empathizing, and influencing others. 75% are above average at visualizing space, ideas, and concepts. And 84% are above average in imagining, creating an original piece of work, or giving ideas a new spin. I could go on, but basically this morning, I want to toast with my cup of coffee, Edward de Bono, and all of you out there who think laterally and creatively, because thank goodness you do, because you make the world a far more interesting place and you help to solve problems that stump many, many people. Used effectively, lateral thinking is a superpower. Jamie Oliver, who's got dyslexia, his creative thinking, he says, is one of the main foundations behind the success of his business empire. And he said this: you can be good at something very simple that you enjoy and turn it into your life's work that makes you want to get out of bed with a spark in your eye. So we're going to also celebrate some individuals this morning who have their birthdays. On that note, I hope you have a lovely, lovely day and a great week. Thank you.